Hey guys, welcome back to MJ Homestead. I'm Mike. We're back in the lab again today. We gave ourselves a project. Each of us got a project this morning. We need a new chicken feeder because we just started wetting down their grain and things. It's a little bit sloppier, and we just have it like in dishes on the ground that ain't gonna work. They poop in it and kick wood shavings in it and all that kind of stuff. So figure something out for that. And the pigs are starting to eat more food, and they just have a dish laying on the ground right now too. And that doesn't even hold enough food for them for while we're at work and things. So we got to design one of those too. And then today we're probably going to go visit a guy that I work with. We had kind of bad luck with our chickens this year. He makes 200 meat birds a year. So we're going to go get some ideas from him on how he builds his chicken tractors and how he rotates his food and all that kind of stuff, because he's pretty successful with that. So maybe we'll show you some of that kind of stuff too. But I'll let Mary's project was a chicken feeder. We'll let her talk about what she did this morning.
All right, so my project this morning, as Mike said, was to come up with a chicken feeder. And I kind of got this idea from Jason at Cog Hill Farm. I kind of modified it a little bit. His looks way better than mine, but I just kind of slapped this one together. What I did is the K-Snap gutters that we had for our garage, we just had some left over. So we cut it in half. I'm not even sure how wide or how long this is. We didn't use any measurements or anything like that. I just kind of eyeballed it to what looked good. And then I used a 3/4 inch PVC that we had laying around. All of this stuff was laying around, so it didn't cost us anything. But all I did was I drilled, took a 1-inch wood bit and drilled holes in the sides of these 2x4s and stuck that in there so that we have something to lift it with. Just took some 2x4s. I kind of wanted it higher off the ground because we do have the turkeys in with the chickens, so I just kind of took two 2x4s. Again, eyeballed the length. I didn't measure really anything here, so but just screwed those together and then screwed it in on the bottom with some screws. And took a couple 2x4s and just kind of made them kind of fit the inside here. Screwed those together, or screwed that in. Put another screw in the bottom to kind of hold it so it didn't tip or anything like that. So that's pretty much it.
All right, this is what we mean by wetting our food down. Just take it, put it in a 5-gallon sealable bucket. Here's the food grade bucket or whatever. Ends up looking kind of like that. Seem to like it just the same. It doesn't bother them at all, and it's supposed to reduce waste. So we're giving it a shot here. So this feeder should work out pretty good for this stuff, I think. That was Dave's farm. I work with him, or whatever. But he produces 200 meat birds a year, so he has his process set up pretty good. And I since we kind of failed this year on our meat birds, I wanted to get some advice from him and kind of see how he builds his chicken tractors and things like that. When you look at the chicken tractors, the tarp that goes over the top is actually repurposed billboard material. And they're really rugged, really heavy duty. They're weatherproof and all that kind of stuff. They hold up really well. So I might be actually using that for my next chicken tractor build that we're going to do this winter. Also, the way he feeds is way different than what we did. We tried to do the 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and then we try to went to like straight feeding for a while, which kind of damaged a lot of our birds. It wasn't a good idea. But what he does is he kind of does 12 hours on, 12 hours off. But after their fast overnight, their 12-hour fast, he moves his chicken tractor, whatever. They're hungry, and it kind of forces them to get more on grass and bugs and things like that. And he throws some grit in there too, so that they can digest that stuff. So the first 6 hours, nature feeds the birds. The second 6 hours, he actually grains them. He does 100% organic, and he sells the chickens and things like that. We wouldn't do that, but I thought it was a really good idea. And if you look at the condition of the birds too, they're all full feathered. They act like chickens. One actually flew up off the ground. It's a meat bird. I've never seen him even try to do that before. But we do appreciate Dave letting us come to his farm and check it out today. He does have a Facebook page. It's called Bumpy Road Ranch on Facebook. We'll leave a link in the description. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. All right, here's the general idea here. We took a 55-gallon plastic drum that we had sitting outside. Had some kind of a weird chemical in it or something like that. We cut her in half. I first tried to cut it in half with a cutoff wheel. That doesn't work that great. It makes really jagged edges and stuff, so I just ended up using a Sawzall. That worked a lot better. But basically, one of these is going to be the trough on the bottom. Now you just cut some 3-foot 2x4s. Screw those as far out to the side as we can to make it nice and stable. And the top part's going to be pretty much the roof. So when it rains, one of two things are going to happen. It'll either shed most of the water off to the outside and keep their grain trough dry, or it'll come right over the lip, drip on the inside, and 100% of the water will go in there. I don't know. Guess we'll have to figure that out first time it rains, and we'll see how that whole thing works out. But that's basically how that'll be. This will be the umbrella that'll go on the top. We'll space this obviously, low enough to where they hopefully can't jump in there and wreck the feeder. This is how it turned out. There's 4 upright 2x4s, screwed into the bottom tub and then under this top lid part. A 2x2 on the outside for a handy-dandy carrying handle. So you can move it around. And we did just screw 2 2x2s in the inside too, so they can just get their heads in there and they can't really jump in there and destroy this thing or whatever. Hopefully. Also, we had to put a little bit of a tilt to the bottom tub, so it's easier for them to get their heads in and stuff like that. On this back part will be against the fence, so they won't be able to use it anyway. Unless we eat out of this front part, we'll just fill it from the back. But like I said, the roof part will either shed the water on the outside of this bottom tank, or it'll come around this lip and want to drop directly in the tank. We'll figure that out. The first time it rains, let you guys know how that, if it's a design flaw or whether it actually works out really good. Anyway, thanks for watching today, you guys. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share on your Facebook, and give us some comments. We like talking to you guys, too. Have a great day.